Hi everyone, let's now implement the elasticmodel module. We will first add the required dependencies. We need Spring Boot starter data Elasticsearch dependency. Let's add this with the Spring Boot version to the main.xml file and use it in the elasticmodel module. We also need to add Lombok dependency, and then we can create a package called com microservices demo elastic model index, and create an interface called index model. In this interface, we will define a single method called getID that returns string. We will see why we need this getID method shortly. Now continue creating a elastic config data class under app.config data module. We will annotate this class with configuration properties with elastic config prefix, then add configuration annotation and also data annotation from Lombok. Then we will define the required properties for elastic config, which are index name, connection URL, connection timeout milliseconds, and socket timeout milliseconds. Let's now go to Kafka to Elastic configuration file under config server repository directory and add elastic config prefix. We will define the index name, connection URL, connection timeout, and socket timeout variables here. For index name, let's add Twitter-index. Connection URL will be localhost 9200, and let's give connect timeout as 5 seconds and socket timeout as 30 seconds. Then let's create the implementation class for index model interface called Twitter index model. And then override the getID method. Then annotate this class with document annotation from Spring library. For this annotation, we need to set index name, and to set it, we will use Spring expression language and use elastic config data.index name to get the name defined in the configuration. Index name is parsed using spell expression parser class, so that we need to use expression language here to obtain the index name from configuration. Apart from this, I want to use builder and data annotations from Lombok for this class to be able to easily work on it. Now let's add the JSON properties. String ID, long user ID, and string text. Finally, we need to add a local datetime with name created at. For this one, we need to define two additional annotations apart from JSON property. First, we need to use JSON formats and specify a date pattern. This is required while parsing a JSON to this object. Second, we need a field annotation, which is an annotation in Spring library. We need to use this annotation to be able to convert created at from local datetime to the Elasticsearch date during indexing operation. Note that for both of them, we use the same pattern. And for year, we use U instead of Y, which is the correct way of defining a year in the pattern for a custom Elasticsearch date. Here we use the custom date format because we get a date from Twitter status object in a custom format. Before classing, we need to return ID in this getID method instead of null, of course, but actually we can remove it because the data annotation from Lombok will automatically add the setters and getters to the compiled class. Alright, I will see you in the next section.